there, Glamma D. I know I haven't been here for some time, but I'm back, and I had a super fun idea for a series that I want to start. And what that is I'm going to cook through a Betty Crocker cookbook. I'm going to cook through the Betty Crocker picture cookbook from 1950, and I thought that would be really fun, and I'm excited about it. Betty Crocker cookbooks have been in my life for as long as I can remember. When I was growing up, my mom had this cookbook, so many favorites in here, and I have always been a big baker. When I was in high school, my mom even told me, you cannot bake every day. Baking too much. She said it cost too much. She probably didn't want us all to be eating all that either. And then, so that has been a favorite cookbook of mine. And when I was a newlywed, I got this Betty Crocker cookbook, which has many favorites in it. Of all the cookbooks I've ever used, I've always just really liked Betty Crocker, and I guess I can't tell you why. Maybe it's just because it's what I grew up with, but I've always loved the Betty Crocker cookbooks. I also added this one to my collection a number of years ago, and I also bought a number of years ago the 1950s. I wanted the old version, but honestly I have not used it very much. And I thought it would be fun to cook through it and document it here on YouTube. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cook through most of the recipes, but probably not all of them. There might be some that are too weird. I mean, if there's any like meat and vegetable jello dish, I'm not going to try that. I'm game for a lot of new dishes and new food, but everyone's got to have boundaries, you know, and that's mine. So I won't be doing anything like that. Some of them are super simple, like there's one in here for tomato cocktail, and it's like tomato juice and Worcestershire sauce. I'm probably not going to make that. I might mention it, and then also if there's any ingredients that are just too hard for me to find, aren't readily available around here, I will have to skip those. But I hope to cook through most of the recipes. There's hundreds of them, so we could be here a while. But today I was just going to read the introductory letter, and I'm also going to read how to get perfect results from this recipe book. I'll be reading through as we go a lot of the tips, comments, secrets that they have in here as well, and I'm sure some of them will be helpful, and some of them might even be comical, coming from the 1950s. But I'm going to start here with the letter, and it says, "Dear friend, this book seems like a dream come true for us, and we hope it will be for the thousands of you who have requested a cookbook full of our famous tested recipes. And to those who have asked for a successor to that old brown-covered gold medal cookbook, which their mothers and grandmothers treasured. Here it is at last, a new and different cookbook for a new age. We dedicated it to homemakers everywhere, to all of you who like to minister to your dear ones by serving them good food. That's the age-old way to express love and concern for their welfare. And don't a lot of us still like to do that today? Show our love by yummy food and sharing it with those that we love and care about? Anyway, and it's just as important today when we make use of the latest shortcuts, equipment, and prepared foods, as it was when women made their own bread, butter, cheese, all the foods their families ate. We have tried to include extra tips, pointers, and secrets. Our radio friends have always loved stories of the origin of recipes and the fascinating bits of food history. And we hope you will enjoy all these features. But most important of all, we want you to feel, as we do, that this is a collection of basic cooking information and first choice recipes. Those you will need for every type of cooking. You see, we first checked all those we have put out in our many years of service and compared them with recipes from other sources. Then we retested and perfected them with new and simplified methods. When we fitted them onto the pages, we chose the most popular and interesting of all and sent them out to representative homes across the country to be tested again. Only those that passed the home testing with a top score for perfect results and eating enjoyment were included. Home testers say they love this new plan of recipes with variations. It saves having to read the same directions over and over. Yet we give additional aids to perfect results. Don't miss the recipes marked with a star. They are special favorites with the staff and are served often in our own homes. And don't forget that in our service, we are continually offering new recipes and food ideas in magazines, over the radio, and in television. We hope this book will bring you more fun in cooking and deeper joy in your homemaking. Betty Crocker. So that was the introductory letter. And now I'm going to read the first set of tips, which is how to get perfect results from the recipes in this book. Number 1, read recipe carefully. Every word of it. Don't skip a word. And do be sure to see if there's anything to be done before you start mixing, like chopping nuts or melting chocolate. Okay, that's a mistake I've made too often. It's like, oh, I should have already done something. Anyways, so that's a note to myself. Remember that. Number 2, look at the pictures. They give you know-how that you need for every step. 3, turn on the heat. If the cookies are to be baked immediately after mixing, see that the oven is heated to the correct temperature. Number 4, get your ingredients together. Saves time and steps to have them all in one place. Number 5, collect your utensils. Gather together all you need, from the flour sifter to the baking pan. Number 6, measure exactly as a druggist follows a doctor's prescription. 2 minutes spent measuring carefully may save you hours of grief. Number 7, mix carefully. As directed, cream or stir, fold or beat. Follow every step exactly as described in the recipe and pictures. Number 8, bake or cook, or otherwise prepare correctly as the recipe indicates. Correct cooking or baking is necessary for complete success. So that's my introduction to my series, Cooking Through the 1950s edition of the Betty Crocker Picture Cookbook. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to have fun with it, and I hope you follow along. Subscribe and cook through the cookbook with me.